Everybody, we're back. Don't worry, there's going to be more Star Wars videos on the way, but I wanted to make use of this ruse video that I had been not really planning on doing. I was just bored one night and ended up playing some ruse, so just wanted to commentate what happened in this battle. Here we got 4 teams, 2 players each. Big battle royale. This is one of the bigger matches I've been in a very long time. And things started out well. I'm playing as the Italians, my teammate is playing as the Germans. And this is just a really, really big battle. A lot goes on, so I'll try to break it down as I go. So I start off with an opening rush of tanks against the orange team over here, Team 3. We take out their depots, and we just rush in to take over their stuff. We do not want them getting aircraft in the air. We don't want them getting tanks in the ground. We don't want them... Oh, they just surrendered. We don't want them to be a threat to us. So we go in, we take over their base, and we stand by. We just saw a moment ago the British attacked one of our tanks from behind, launching some air attacks on our rear. That's really weird they're attacking us all the way over here when they've got a battle going on over here. Makes no sense to me. But these purple guys, they were strange. I'll say that much. But we have convinced the orange team to surrender. They're gone. My teammate is rushing tanks back over here to try to stop this enemy recon from getting into our territory. I'm going to spoil it, they don't get there in time. Enemy bombers are attacking our base, destroying our forward positions. I have to act fast to capture the enemy facilities over here to make sure we can use them, to deny them to the enemy and anyone else who may want to use them. All the while, they are attacking our home bases directly. My teammate is taking the worst of it. They lose both their depots, they lose their armor base. They get mad, they leave immediately. I don't blame them. I would have left too if all my stuff was just destroyed in the first minute. I somehow got lucky. I didn't lose much of anything except for an infantry base up here. In response to their constant air attacks, I began deploying these 90mm anti-tank positions and anti-aircraft guns. It serves a dual purpose. And let's see if I can zoom in here. If that bomber happens to come by one of my guns... Yes, but it didn't shoot. Okay, doesn't matter. I get planes up at this point, start fighting back their air force. I'm woefully outnumbered and out-equipped. Their Spitfires will destroy my Setas. My planes are flying potato boxes. Doesn't matter though, at least I've got planes at this point. Their air attacks continue. There we go. There's the AA bunkers taking down their aircraft. That's what I like to see. Oh man, this was quite the match. So I have this entire half of the map to myself at this point. I make quick work establishing connections to supply depots, getting supply lines established. I probably said that twice, that's fine. And getting an air force in the air as opposed to under the water. You don't want your air force underwater. Over here, it looks like the red team had managed to push some tank destroyers up into the enemy's base, but they're completely unsupported and now they're surrounded and they'll be picked off one by one. I don't know what they were trying to do with unsupported tank destroyers, but I knew what I was going to do. Take advantage of the situation and destroy their supply depot. My next plan was to push these Panzer IIIs from my teammate, they left them for me when they quit, across the river and hopefully take out some bases, maybe. Nope, they're going to get destroyed by aircraft. So I am out of good tanks. I've got these really shitty M13s, and I got a Carro Veloce, but we're not going to talk about those. They're terrible. They're awful vehicles. The British nicknamed them iron coffins, or metal coffins. I don't know. Italian tanks are like Italian cars. They are just awful. They're fast. They're very fast. But they break down so damn much. So there is a brief lull in the fighting between the red team and the purple team. I take advantage of this and start deploying an AA screen in this forest here and this forest here. I don't want them bombing my base anymore. I need to collect money from these depots, establish a real connection between the conquered base over here and my home bases over in this area. It's not going to be an easy task, and it would have been impossible had they continued to use this rather small air force to launch any kind of attack into the center. Had they tried to dominate this area right here with their aircraft, I would be in trouble. But they didn't. They continued to push on the red. That's why I said they were really interesting. I don't know what they were trying to do. I don't think they necessarily knew what they were trying to do, if they were synergizing with their tactics. I just don't know. One of them's playing as the Americans, the other one's playing as the British, so their forces synergize pretty well. Americans have really good tanks, the British have an amazing Air Force. The American Air Force is nothing to scoff at either, it's pretty damn good. But the British planes in this game are... they're just fine. They're in a class of their own. They're more than just fine. They're better than the piece of junk planes I'm putting in the air. Well, to be fair, the Veltro's a pretty good fighter. It's not a bad plane at all. I enjoy flying it in War Thunder, the MC-205. It's pretty cool. Not a bad plane. Veltro's a good plane. But this panicked me. These are decoy tank destroyers, but I thought they were real, so I panicked and threw infantry at them. I found out later they were fake. I'm going to speed things up just a little bit right here. So everything kind of goes back and forth. There's some air skirmishes. They lose some planes, I lose some planes. Not a whole lot goes on. I finally established a solid anti-aircraft wall in the area. My rear line supplies and bases are now safe. And I'm going to expand my AA curtain to the center right here to claim those juicy depots. We need that monies to make more bad tanks. Just for reference, or if you're watching this video for some reason and you've never played Ruse, Italians have poor equipment. Their equipment is terrible. I'm completely outclassed by these Super Pershings right here. First off, they're called Super Pershings. That's like a level above regular Pershing. They've got big guns, they've got good armor, they've got great mobility. My tanks have pea shooters on rotting frames with decent engines. That's it. Engines that have to be repaired constantly. The Italian vehicles in the desert were so bad that even after the British captured them, they'd only go for a couple hundred miles before the transmissions just took a shit on them. Or something like that. They were notoriously bad. But, speed this back up a little bit here. They're trying to get recon on me. They want to take me out. They know that they need to take me out because as long as I'm in control of this much territory, and I have access to these depots right here, I'm going to be raking in money faster than they can. I'm also building administrative buildings back here. They give me $1 per 3 seconds, and that stacks, so I'm constantly getting money from these administrative buildings. I'm also getting $1 every 3 seconds from my HQs. I have 4 HQs. I've captured 2 of them, and I got one from my teammate who got knocked out. They continuously attack my supply depots in the center with bombers. They manage to knock them out, but their bombers do not return home. I see they're stacking up Super Pershings right next to me. They only have a few right now, and I may have 14, 15 tanks, but their 3 tanks, soon to be 6, can easily knock out my 12, or 20, or however damn many I have. It doesn't matter, my tanks are bad. They may as well not even be there. I did not realize the Americans over here had so many bombers, and wow. I did not pay attention to what these guys were doing most of the time. They were mostly irrelevant to me. Not to disparage anybody in this game's skill. Everybody played a good game. They did their best. It doesn't matter if you won or lost. They all did great. But I just didn't realize they had so many aircraft. I'm shocked they did not do something with them. They have enough to, if they had launched a concentrated attack, they could have broken through the piddly defenses the purple team has right here, and then gotten those juicy admin buildings, blown them right out of the water. But no, they didn't. So the American and the British are posturing with me over here with their tanks. So I decide to move my tanks over here. So if he tries to come in, my tanks can swoop in from the side and get murdered that way. You know, it makes it more exciting. The reason I move my tanks over there is I start deploying large numbers of ground attack aircraft in this sector. So if they do attack, the ground attack aircraft will do their jobs like that, and they will attack targets on the ground. Hence the name. So I begin shuffling my tanks around, making him deploy, redeploy, go here, go there. I'm dancing with him. I don't want him to settle in and then pin me down in one spot. I want to keep them guessing. And I want them to be on the defensive, because if they were to push with this massive tanks, my line would collapse. I've got nothing that can realistically stop this much heavy armor. I was bantering with them after the match, and they're like, yeah, we would have won. I'm like, nah. Like, we got 3,000 more kills than you. I'm like, nah, don't matter. What all those kills do for you? Nothing. Where'd it get you? Lost. But, oh, the Americans waited too long. They're launching an attack. But it's actually a pretty well-organized attack. They got right through. Wow, I didn't realize this. Damn. Oh, they were talking some smack about Red Team in the chat afterward. Red Team just cleaned their clock. Holy crap. Oh, man. I call this just a win by luck. I'm going to spoil it. I do end up winning. And when I see them going for broke and attacking Red Team, I go for broke and decide to just throw everything I can into the gap. I say screw it. I throw 40 tanks at them. They're bad tanks. They're terrible. They are the worst tanks in the game, damn near. But I've got 40 of them, and they have nothing, realistically, that can stop them. They've got an anti-tank bunker right here. It's not going to last long. It might kill one tank. That's it. I've got 39 more. That guy surrendered. He played a good game. His Air Force kept me on my toes the entire time. I was panicking. But in the end, I managed to win against him. Now, the American on his team has gone for broke as well, and he has pushed in. He has the intent of capturing their base, which I think is hilarious. And he doesn't. He straight up does it. He's outnumbered, but he pushes in and he digs in and he captures their base. I'm just watching this at this point. I'm trying to clear out any pockets of resistance he may have. I'm organizing my Air Force. I'm trying to clear out any stragglers behind me, and I'm gearing up for just a massive bomb rush. I've got 30 tanks here. I've got another 25 here. Sorry, I've got almost 40 tanks there. So I'm gearing up, and I just want to make sure that when Red Team is out and neutralized, and Purple Team's trying to establish themselves, I will rush in and just wipe them out. But I didn't move fast enough. I was so worried they'd have stragglers that would sneak in behind me back here. I kept my Air Force scouring the area. I began deploying anti-tank guns to the front line. I want to contain him on this island. We're going to speed up just a little bit here. He's moving out to wipe out the Red Team's remnants. Red Team surrenders. He even gets an Air Force up and going. That is hilarious. I'm getting actual bombers as well. I am going to go balls to the wall and just annihilate him. Or that's the plan, at least. He's got some stragglers still holding up over here. This area's clear. Match is over. Overall, that was one hell of a weird game. I got a minor victory by surrender. I would have won. Let's see. Kills. Let's see. They got 4,000 kills, 4,600. What are they talking about? They said they got like 2,000 to 3,000 more. Let this be a testament. They've got, what, 1,400 more? Yeah, wow. Way to stretch the truth there, you asshole. But it's all good. Nobody in here trash talked too bad. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty okay. This game's got a pretty nasty community when it comes to trash talking up. The game's not supported by Ubisoft anymore. It's just kept alive by people who refuse to stop playing it. It is a very fun game. If you like World War II games, if you like isometric strategy games. I don't think there's any other kind besides isometric. No, there's card games. But I digress. Oh man, I took terrible losses. But they took way worse losses! Look at that! And they barely had more money than me. Oh wow. In comes... I had the most money out of any individual person. Oh, but yeah. That was just the weirdest game of Ruse I've ever played. 8 players went in. 2 of us were left at the end, and the other guy just peaced out. So, yeah. If you got this far, thank you for watching. I sincerely appreciate that. I just do this for fun. I don't make money off of any of this, obviously. I've got like 45 subscribers, but thank you to all of you guys out there. You're great. I mean that. I hope maybe one day I can turn this into some supplemental income. But until then, you know, I just want to do this to have fun. I had fun making this. I had fun playing that game, and I figured, well, if I don't do something with that, that time was wasted. So here it is. I don't have an outro. I'm not professional in this. I'm just gonna go now. See myself out. You guys have a good night. Goodbye.